What's going on, everybody? I'm Dominic with PowerSlap News, and joining me today is the Full Metal Christopher Debow. Christopher, how's it going, man?
It's going great, man.
So you're in the second match of PowerSlap Fighters. You saw people doing this, and you said, "This is for me. I want in." Or are you coming from a combat sports? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I've always been into combat sports. Just a lot of it's like 85% personal taught. I've had like a few boxing classes, some judo, a little bit of wrestling and whatnot. My friend teaches me jujitsu, but it's always been I'm like 5'9" and chubby, so I never thought I'd have a real chance to do anything. And I saw some clips on YouTube or something, I believe, and then I found the show, watched the show, signed up for it, and within a couple of weeks they emailed me back, and I was like, damn, like I'm going for it, bro. This is awesome.
That's awesome, man. I know a lot of people like this is something like they said that when they first put that application in or they first saw that call up, they didn't think they get that call back, and then
Yeah,
they got that
100%
call.
not. 100% not. I thought like I assume most of the other guys at first I thought that it was just like a rip off or not a rip off, but like just not real.
Mhm.
So after a few emails, it just kept solidifying. But I've always kept my hopes like in the dirt. They're like at one point they're gonna say thanks, but no thanks. But it's all worked out so far, and I was able to perform well in my first match. So I'm here to take it and run with it.
Well, let's run with it. You're talking about your first match, coming off a big win right there. What was that like? You're telling me no previous combat, like no big combat sports, like professional wise. That was your big first time on a stage with the lights and the cameras. Like, did that have any effect onto you, or the nerves hitting you?
Honestly, not. I thought it would because I've had stage fright ever since I was a kid. Found out like the first production play in like second or first grade. They opened those curtains. I saw the people and froze. I was like, yeah, it's not for me. But doing when you're competing, it's a completely different feeling, man. I was just full of adrenaline and excitement. And honestly, I was so excited and focused on what I was doing. I just didn't pay attention to anything. Like I don't think I ever looked at the clock. I just looked at the ref. I was like, I'm good. Cool.
So, like, really just in the zone, kind of taking it all in. Do you think having
Yeah.
a bigger crowd is going to change anything at possibly, like versus the Vegas live event versus like the pre-recordings? Do you think that'll be big differences?
I don't think so. I mean, I've always been kind of a goofball, so I don't mind being the center of attention when I'm actually doing something. But when it's something like hella scripted, like a play or like acting or singing or something, bro, I'm gonna get embarrassed. But
Hmm.
this, like, I came to show up and do something, so I'm not even focused on all those people.
So I was talking to the coaches, the King of Kings and the Mountain Man, both of them speaking very highly of you, saying that you're going to be somebody to watch. But one other thing that they both agree on is in Power Slap, you don't get that much time to kind of like show yourself and really like sell your personality. You're telling me you're a goofy kind of guy. Are we going to see any of that goofy flair on the next walkout?
Shit, probably not, man. Like it's completely two different feelings. Like I'm a goofy guy in every other aspect, but like whenever we're doing something, especially combat sport wise, whether it's just sparring, having a boxing match, or rolling and just doing some jujitsu for a little bit, like when you're competing, I'm not gonna play around. Like I want to win. I like winning, but I hate losing more than anything. Like if I know that I could have done better and I just fucked up, man, I'm gonna beat myself up.
So you turn the corner, that camera's in your face, you're just stoic, coming in there, get a job done kind of thing.
Yeah, it's what's got to happen. I mean, I was surprised by myself by all the yelling and whatnot, but I was just Donovan had me hyped up, man. He's a really good coach. He kept me in the right mind space. I was ready.
No, those guys are awesome, and like I said, they're speaking highly of you, right? When I'm talking to people, when I'm saying, hey, on this new batch, on like the OGs, I talked to Azael yesterday. I'm like, hey, who are you looking at in this new batch of fighters? And you're one of the people they got their eyes on. Does that
That's,
add any pressure to you? Do you feel like, oh no, am I going to be that target?
I don't think it adds any pressure, nah. But it is really reassuring to hear. I mean, I keep in contact with Donovan and Ryan, of course. Message some of the other Power Slap guys really frequently, like Andrew and Anthony Blackburn. I stay in contact with them a lot. Um, no, I don't think it adds pressure. I think it just gets me excited because I know what I can do, and it's cool to see that other people can see that there's some potential there too. I'm ready to show people that they're whether they are wrong or they're right, they're gonna see.
So what are you doing to train now that you've been picked up for PowerSlap? Anything that's specifically PowerSlap related? You hitting dummies, smashing watermelons? What are you doing out there?
I got a bag. It's a wave bender bag. It's just one of those stand and adjustable, fill the water up at the bottom type things. And I just go hit the shit out of that, whether it's just doing some like normal striking drills and like some kicks and whatnot, or just standing there and working on my technique. Like I try to get like 50 to 100 slaps like a day if I can. But man, honestly, like I just sit here and I hate the gym. Like I'd prefer to, if I could, I'd spar for all of my training. The gym is just, I got really bad ADHD and I get bored and angry just sitting there lifting shit. So yeah, no, just hitting bags, man. And it's like going back to what a lot of the other guys said, it's a big mental thing, I think, because like you can't dodge, man. You can't run away. You can't block. You can't defend yourself at all. And people are going to give this sport shit for that, but that's what makes it what it is. You get to actually see who can take a bigger hit and who can throw a bigger hit. And you don't see that anywhere else because people are always moving around and doing different shit.
Well,
But
you're setting me up for it. I'm cutting you off because you watch my interviews, then you know where I'm going. People talk mad shit. What are we telling these people? Everyone's giving me a different example. Everyone I talk to telling me like jump helicopters, the skeleton, free solo mountain climb. There's everything, 100 million more things that are more dangerous. What are you telling the haters? What are you telling the people? Don't do this, Chris. This is not a sport.
man, in my opinion, if golf is a sport and curling is an Olympic sport, then something where you can get your cheek broken or you can get knocked out, it's definitely a sport. If these guys are out here putting in work, going to the gym, having to make weight and having to pass drug screens, it's a sport and they're athletes. You can say what you want. It's just new and you don't like it. But you're watching, so I don't care.
I've always wondered, do the curling people come with a briefcase, like the way the pool people open up a briefcase and like assemble a pool stick? Do you open a briefcase and assemble a broom?
Dude, I don't know. But I do know for a weird fact, all the curling stones that are used in the Olympics come from the same company. They're all made in one town. That's
Sounds
weird.
sounds like a mafia thing, if you ask me. But
Definitely sucks. But no, the haters can they can sit back and watch because I mean, look it's safer than boxing.
well, I want to go back to what you said. This is a sanctioned sport. This is being drug tested, and as we just saw, 6 fighters unfortunately didn't pass the drug test. Now, I've spoken to some of them. Some of them have made public statements as well. They're saying some of these have been prescriptions. They're gonna get over it. They're gonna like dispute it and talk to the UFC or PowerSlap, and they're pretty confident that they're gonna be okay. But there's others that have sat there silent. Do you think this is gonna be the end of those guys? We're never gonna see them again?
Man, I honestly don't know. Like you said, this sport's hella new, and the athletic commission doesn't play around. But like, it's I'd attribute it to every other thing, like everyone says, where it's growing pains to a point. Every sport this happens in. Like, I'm not gonna take anything away from those guys. They're all good athletes, but it's just a shame, sucks to see, and we're gonna move past it and get new shit working.
Yeah, we're definitely see how it affects the rankings, and then we'll take it from there, right? We may have to see an interim champ, something like that in the making, right?
And you never know. It's gonna be interesting to see how they play that out, but I'm excited. I mean, I'm sure they'll all be back. There's some great competitors, and they would have been. I mean, we'll know. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything. We'll know from the hearing. I mean, sounds like they're all going the route of suspension and not getting cut. So that means something. It means that they want them here. It's just a shame for that to happen.
It's true, right? We saw John Kennedy get his suspension, and I was talking to him. He's excited to come back, though. He's saying August, his suspension's up, and he still has some fights on contract, and he wants to come back. So maybe it's not the be-all, end-all, right? Maybe it is a little early. Switching gears. Sorry, switching gears a little bit. I wanted to ask you, because I ran a poll today, and I thought this was interesting. I was asking everybody, who hits harder, Russian slappers or USA slappers? And my poll came out, Russian slappers. Now, Dana White says we're going to expand to Russia, Poland, South Africa. Does that excite you to see this new batch of fighters? Are you worried now we're going to see these bigger, maybe Russian guys come in?
I'm excited. I've never been scared of anyone that's bigger. I kind of like it. because I'm 5'9" and stocky. So if you're taller than me, that's just bad for you. I got a better center of gravity, and I wrestle, so it's gonna be fun. And as far as Texas versus, I mean, the USA versus fucking Russia, bro. I'm from Texas, so it's America all the way. Before USA, there's Texas, so it's Texas, USA, then everybody else. So it don't matter how hard they hit, they can get put down.
I was gonna say you that flew off like nothing. You were about to say it's Texas versus the world there.
Yes, sir. Texas first.
That's crazy, man. I think a lot of you guys are real like grassroots American, and when I bring this question up, everyone really seems really excited about their Rocky moment to go up against these Russians, you know. So I'm excited to see kind of like PowerSlap on the world stage. I want to see some country flags out there. I think it's a fun sport to watch, and getting more fans involved is just better for everybody.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's super fast paced and it gives you the instant satisfaction that social media demands nowadays. Like you can watch a boxing match, but people are just gonna skip to the highlights of the rounds and then see who won. When in Power Slap, the longest matches are like 8 minutes, and that's if you watch their walkouts and all of their behind the scenes like little interview stuff. If you just want to watch the match itself, it's fast.
Yeah, I was talking to my friends and I'm like, this is the perfect thing for like the bar because it's like you have your drinks, you talk with your friends, you stay active, you know, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, it's about to happen. Everyone focuses in, moment of action, everyone hype, and then you're back with your friends getting ready for the next one. Like it's the perfect spectator sport.
Yeah, and I think it's I like the different dynamics between like Power Slap and Slap Fight Championship. It's like polar opposite in terms of energy. Like there wasn't a lot of people there for our rehearsal fight and whatnot, but it was like golf. Whenever people were doing the wind up, everyone was quiet, dead silent up until the point of the smack, and then they lose their shit. But in Slap by Championship, the crowd is into it every step of the way. They yell the wind up for you. It's the energy is completely different, and that's why I don't think the crowd is going to be a problem, man. Because if you can feed off the energy, man, it's mind as much as it is body.
That those guys at Slap Fight Champion definitely seem like a big family. But since you brought him up, I always ask people, JT is bringing all kinds of weird sports on over. He's got the car seat jujitsu. You're telling me you're grappling. Are we gonna see you in a car seat? You know, using a headband as a neck crank. You know.
Yo, I wouldn't be opposed to some car seat jujitsu, but I'm super focused on my Power Slap shit right now. I don't even know what any kind of contracts or any details look like on what I can and can't do. So I'm just gonna stick to this train for now. But if any opportunities open up to do other combat sports, that's what I'm here for, man. I'd like to get some amateur MMA fights, maybe some bare knuckle. I'm down for it all.
Bare knuckle seems like one a lot of you guys are interested in, like the Power Slap people. Maybe that's just like you guys are
so
a different dog.
It's so polarizing, man. It's because it's different than the UFC. It's different than boxing. It's a different pace, and it takes a different kind of guy to do it. I mean, look at the Mike Perry fight, man. So many people did not think it was going to go that way, but it shows you that those fights can be over for the smallest things.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. Again, I was just talking to Azael yesterday. He's telling me people are calling him out for bare knuckle, so he's staying ready. I think that's really interesting that a few of you have that kind of same mentality, right? Almost kind of like that. Yeah, we're gonna go for the sports that people are saying are too violent, too crazy, too this. Like you guys are all about that.
Yeah, fuck the people who say it's all too violent. I mean, every contact sport that's come out, at some point, people are like, "Oh, this is just violence porn. It's not a real sport. You just want to see people get hurt." That's human nature. People want to compete. People want to see who's better, who's stronger. Like,
yeah. So currently, anybody calling you out on Instagram, Twitter, anyone wanting your like anybody's you got any of those beefs? I know we got Ryan and Turpin got kind of beefing out there. Anybody got your number?
No beefs that I know of. I mean, I don't really shit talk with people. Everyone I met has been honestly pretty nice. But I'm ready for the smoke. Whoever wants it, bro. Like, because like I said, for when we're competing, it's not friends for the next 5 minutes. So like, I hope everybody wins. I hope they all succeed. But like, if you get across from me, man, I hope you lose. I hope you fall down. That's you could be my good buddy, man. But I'm gonna hit the piss out of you.
That's awesome, man. I think a lot of people, well, I think not a lot of people, but some people do have problems fighting their friends, or like they have problems switching that off and on, right? They see who they're getting matched up with, or they lose a coin toss and then they defeat themselves mentally before they even get there. Sounds like you already got that figured out. You got that clean switch.
Yeah, no. Some of the best sparring matches and sparring partners I have are my good friends. I've got no problem hitting you in the face and then like buying you food afterwards, man. Like,
Those are the best friends.
oh yeah, some of the best friendships I've had started where I did not like that motherfucker. Like we could not stand each other, and now great guy. Wouldn't I'd do anything for him.
So, do you feel PowerSlap one day gonna evolve to something very similar along the lines of UFC, or do you think it's always gonna kind of be the like the little brother or sister sport that just kind of follows in the shadow, or is this gonna really break apart?
Man, I think it's gonna just be its own thing eventually. Like, it's different. I mean, UFC fighters say it's dumb. UFC fighters say it's awesome. Some say they would do it. A lot of them say they, even if they like it, they wouldn't do it. It's its own thing. It's unique, and I think it's going to blow up regardless. I mean, we're already looking at the numbers, but we're at less than 2 years deep. It's Dana. Dana knows how to run a business, especially when it comes to people getting hit. So I think it's going to blow up.
Well, I've reached out to some of these the people that are, saying negative things and this and that, and none of them want to come and talk to me and, debate or, bring up any of these things. They just want to go on their own platforms and spew their thing. Because I think if you did sit them down and say, hey, these people are changing, like making some life-changing money here for their families, for their kids, what do you have against that? I don't think anyone would debate you guys.
Yeah, no, because what's different about this sport as opposed to other like things directly compared to the UFC is you're not getting into it without a background, something that's padded and something that you have proof that you can do these things. But with PowerSlap, every guy on a construction site has a chance.
Yeah.
Because who's to say you can't take the best shots? Like it's a great sport, man. I love it, and I love that people hate it because if everybody liked it, we wouldn't get very far.
No, that's true. And then speaking of getting far, I think we're going to see you get far. You're coming off a big win. Before I let you go, I'm going to give you the floor. What do you got to say to everybody? Where can the people find you? Anything you got going on outside of this? Merch, you streaming on Twitch, anything like that?
1 second. Let me double check this. So my Instagram, it's chris.debow.3576. You can follow me there. No merch or anything like that. And as far as what's coming up, man, I'm gonna keep winning. I'm gonna keep rattling heads, and I'm coming for the belt. I don't care who they set up in front of me. I don't care if I have to move up to 185. Yeah, there's not anybody that I don't want to get hit by. So this is gonna be an exciting ride, man. I can't wait to see who's next.
Final question, coin toss strategy. You got a lucky rabbit's foot. You got a little Buddha belly you brought beforehand. What do you do before the coin toss?
I'm an unlucky person, man. I assumed I was going to lose. So winning the coin toss was cool, but I don't imagine I'll win very many more.
So no rituals. You're not walking into coin toss with the lucky underwear?
Nah. Only ritual I got is man, there is none. I'm just gonna win or lose. I'm gonna smack the piss out of you. You're gonna have to fucking land a beam on me, bro.
Well, honestly, man, we can't wait to see more of you. You were super awesome to see in the one fight. Thank you so much for giving me the time for the interview, and hopefully we can catch up and maybe do this in person one day.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hopefully I'll see you at the end of the month.
Yeah, I'm going to hit you up for some links. Everyone, I'm going to put the links down in the description. If you guys want to follow Chris, make sure you hit him up on social media. And yeah, make sure you follow the future of PowerSlap.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate it. It was great talking to you, Dom.
Awesome.